you know, you are technically only supposed to medicate at your home, but you have to transport it from the dispensary to your home, and you also, you know, I think that a lot of people do drive with their cannabis, and if they're using it to medicate every day, it's not unreasonable. But what risks should patients consider when they consider driving with it? And if they're stopped, what are some ways they can be prepared to speak with the officer about their cannabis use?
The law says that you can use, that you can possess, and that you can transport medicinal cannabis. It says that you can use and possess and transport medicinal cannabis paraphernalia. You can possess and transport up to a 90-day supply according to the law, even though according to the pharmacy board, the dispensaries will only issue you a 45-day supply. You are required to transport any product in its package that you purchase it in, and that's going to be your out in terms of getting in trouble, but I'm going to hopefully head you off so you never get there. Don't ever talk to the police, and I should just stop right there. And so there's great police officers all over our land, but there's some real turds, and you don't know who you're dealing with. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the OVI law that really complicates things for people who use medicinal cannabis. So beyond the transportation, don't talk to the cops, don't tell the police that you have medicinal marijuana, don't tell them that you have a card, don't tell them anything other than your name. When the blue lights are rolling, you are a suspect. So it doesn't do you any good to talk, because eventually you're going to say something goofy, and I'll give you an example. You want to be an upright, honest person, and you want to be respectful of law enforcement, and you say, "Officer, I have a medicinal marijuana card, just wanted to let you know. I've got a vape pen, it's legal, it was recommended to me by my doctor, it's actually in the trunk." Well, the law says, and there's actually specific verbiage in the marijuana law that says that a police officer cannot use your status as a medical marijuana card holder alone, because it intersects with the OVI law. And the OVI law says that an officer must have probable cause to believe that you are either impaired, and here's the really stinky part, the marijuana law adds, or that you are over the per se limit. Now, Ohio's laws are really screwed up because the driving laws have not caught up with the cannabis laws. If you are a regular user of medicinal cannabis, then you are always OVI. You don't even have to be impaired. If you have 15 nanograms, I won't get technical here. If you have a very small amount of marijuana metabolite in your blood, then you are legally drunk driving in Ohio, even if you're not impaired. You can go to Colorado and smoke down all weekend and get pulled over because you get in an accident in Cincinnati on Monday, and you can be convicted of an OVI without being impaired in any way. So you never want to tell a police officer that you have a medical marijuana card, because that automatically gives him probable cause to believe that you will have metabolites in your system that are above the per se limit. And then the first thing they're going to do is arrest you after you choose whether or not to do roadside gymnastics. And then when you get back to the police station, they're not going to be interested in a breath test. They want urine or blood. And you might be okay for 3 or 4 weeks or even 3 or 4 months, but eventually the crime lab is going to return that sample, and you're going to be over the limit. You're going to be charged with OVI, and then you're going to be calling me again. And that's not an inexpensive call. So as respectful as you might want to be, as honest as you might want to be, and it doesn't just apply to cannabis issues. You just don't talk to the police. And that's a very difficult thing for a lot of people to learn to understand, but if you want to protect yourself, you'll accept it and you'll practice it.
Right.